Hello. We were talking to Fed Chairman Jackass Ben Bernanke. Since 2008 you have so far nearly quadrupled the money supply. This is unprecedented, and Murphy's Law says, anything that can go wrong, will go wrong. But Bernanke's law says, nothing can possibly go wrong. But the Fed helped cause the major economic disasters of the past 100 years. The Fed's artificially low interest rates helped cause the stock market bubble that crashed in 1929. From 1929 to 1933, the Fed decreased the money supply by 1/3. That, and the jackass central planning of Herbert Hoover and FDR, caused the Great Depression. They should have increased the money supply. They should have left it alone. The real problem was the depressive central planning of FDR's New Deal. Now you tell me? After I've made an ass of myself. And in the 1970s, the Fed tried to increase employment by using inflation. That caused high unemployment and high inflation. Stagflation. You were trying that same failed scheme again. Now you tell me? And the Fed's artificially low interest rates helped cause the housing and stock bubbles and the crash of 2008. Anything the Fed does will probably go wrong. But I have never been wrong. You wanted the low interest rates that helped cause the housing and stock bubbles. You said there was no housing bubble just before it burst. You said financial derivatives were safe, and they crashed. You said the big banks, and Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, were sound, and they crashed. You predicted 5% unemployment, and employment crashed. Anything you say is probably wrong. Just how dumb can you get? Maybe I'm not dumb, maybe I'm a liar. Why would you lie? To give the suckers the confidence to borrow and spend like jackass fools, so the fractional reserve banking system would create non-existent money for them to borrow and spend like jackass fools. Then you were a con man running a pyramid scheme. And now you are printing money to replace pyramid scheme money that never existed in the first place. I'm printing money to give the suckers the confidence to borrow and spend like jackass fools, so the fractional reserve banking system will create non-existent money for them to borrow and spend like jackass fools. And there will be no inflation as long as nobody borrows and spends the money I print. But we already have 5 to 9% inflation per year. That's calculated the old way. We use a new way now, and calculate 2% inflation, so the suckers will think their government is stealing only 2% of their wealth, instead of 5 to 9%. But the real problem is the central planning of broke Obama's big fucking deal. Now you tell me? How can one jackass have the power to ruin the entire economy? Well, I have the other board members to advise me. They are ass-kissing sycophants. That's the kind of advisors I need. Will you bet your own money that nothing will go wrong? I only gamble with other people's money. If something does go wrong, do you have an exit strategy? Out the back way, in the middle of the night, dressed as a woman. There's Bunker Bear, and he's full of beans. You'd better run. Why?